Uh, yeah, I've never recorded, so I don't know if it's gonna go well. But let's first start with this one. I already told you in the individual meeting, one-on-one meeting, that uh, now we're gonna go on two tracks uh, because of the understanding of each one of you is all different, and we need the desired level of understanding is all different for each member. We're gonna we're gonna go two tracks. Like this general meeting will continue to go on as an effort on education, and at the same time, you can start to work from now. Like Aditi can start to work, and also Aditya can start to work on their own thing, like technical part, while UX is being started by Kradi. So you don't need to worry about this because you guys are 3D members as well. You guys have many things to work on your own, on your part. And when if it is delayed, that's something that we can discuss later on. But today we're gonna talk about the vision board, not this one. Oh, I'm trying to join. We're gonna talk about the vision board, but before that, very briefly, uh, very briefly mention that to give you a better understanding why big techs are joining the metaverse to expand into the game industry. No, it's because uh, the world is in the process of uh, great transition from real world to virtual world. I would say that great integration between virtual world and real world. And what does this mean is that the the real world just started to get on the started to be on the virtual world, and it's gonna be the virtual world is going into the real world, so they are going to be very closely connected with the help of uh, blockchain. Uh, oh. And when I say the integration, it's not only about communication. I said here, if we are as just the surface part, and the reason why they are getting here is that the real world economy will be transported to the virtual worlds, and they're going to be connected, and that what allows that transportation integration is a blockchain, including NFT. So I believe I made an example in the interview with all of you. Uh, what happens? Let's say transition of property right from big no, game server. And I made this example to pretty much everyone during the interview. What's gonna happen if you got one of the game items, if you got an game item, and if the game server shut down your account, item. Let's connect it to the game server. So previously, game item was any kind of items. It includes the game items or mileage. Let's say mileage or a coupon. Let's say mileage was all in the game server, and when you lost that, it was a total loss. And even if you sue, um, traditionally, when you lost a game item saved in the game server, it was a total loss. And if you sue the game company, you lost. The difference in a legal term, there has been I haven't seen any court case yet, but what's gonna happen is that after the game server closed your account, and you in the Web3 era, if you sue the game company, you'll win because you fully own the property right of your item. The key difference. This is the key difference. So the NFT is currently just the link, Your item, let's say for Koolpeace, the details about 3D model and details about how this item should function, how this should look, will be saved in the game server. It may change in the future, but that's how it works currently. But what's the key difference at this moment is that legally speaking, because your items uh, ownership will be tokenized as NFT, and blockchain is something universal. Universal. You have the total right to uh, get your NFT, get your item back from the game company, and you win the lawsuit. What that means is that It's just this very simple example, but because of this, the feature that blockchain can lock the real world assets, real world valuable things, and the virtual world, the real world and the virtual world will be very closely connected. Um, for example, real world, real estate will be tokenized and will be deployed here. Will be in the virtual world. Tokenized real estate. It's just an example of real estate, but stocks, anything in this real world can be tokenized and be transported to the blockchain, which means that in the virtual world, you connect, you interact. It's real. It has real value in this world. That's why these big techs are getting into this metaverse. They have all smart people, right? They don't talk about this in the news press. We are seeing this potential, so that's why we're getting here. But they all have smart people, and they all know this possibility. And that's why we're seeing this big tech timeline. And I told you the last time, the big media, not only big media, all media is not getting yet. They never mentions blockchain, but I am seeing that blockchain is the key. And we'll go deeper. We'll go in detail next in the next meetings. This was a brief explanation on why big techs are interested in getting into the metaverse. That's because of this connection. And as I told you, as I explained here, it's about the economy. It's about the economy. It's not about this, not only the experience. So if you only focus on the VR and realistic experience, you're missing a lot. That's valuable because the valuable assets in the real world will be transported to the metaverse based on this blockchain and Bitcoin. That's why big techs are seeing great potential from here. Okay, and okay, 15 minutes task. Um, Now we'll go look into your vision board. Uh, if you looked at this, we were in the 3JS thread. We were talking about uh, writing their testimonial, how they felt about their obstacles to learn 3JS, and how they have overcome, and how much they are proud of themselves, and the present tense or the past tense, so that you can fake your brain, fake yourself like us. And after Rohan put this testimonial, we're gonna decide. Let's say Rohan is the last. Rohan, Kriti, enough. Put your download. Rohan will do this, I think. I believe. I don't know, but you guys can discuss and put your LinkedIn photo here and your testimonial here, and you're gonna ideally print out. But if you don't have a printer, just visit here as often as possible. Whenever you have issue with learning 3JS, and you'll see your quote testimonial here. And why we need this is that we need to set the goal, and we need to set the goal. We need to make a decision for that goal, and for that goal to be in your mind, you have to have a vivid image in your mind. You have to see how it should look like. That's the whole point of doing the vision board, and that's why it's best if it is as detailed as possible. Um, Before going to the vision board to give you a better understanding, uh, let's watch this YouTube. Let's watch this video together.
Come on, Bob Proctor. I want to talk to you about forming a habit that'll literally change your world. I formed this habit a long time ago, and I'm going to tell you, my world changed like night and day. Work for me, it'll work for you. But before we get into it, I want you to come back in history with me to September the 12th, 1962.
Now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. Our leadership in science and industry, our hopes for peace and security, our obligations to ourselves as well as others, all require us to make this effort, to solve these mysteries, to solve them for the good of all men. There is no strife, no prejudice, no national conflict in outer space as yet. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
You know what John Kennedy did there? Made a decision. That was a decision. It was a big decision, and it changed everything forever. When you make the decision, everything starts to change. Look at this for a moment. You're thinking down here on this frequency, and that's what's giving you the results you're getting. If you want to go where you say you want to go, you've got to get on that frequency. You see, the truth is, you're not thinking about getting there. You're letting the present results repeat, and that's the star you're shooting at. You're going to get the same results over and over and over again as long as you keep your thinking there. You've got to get your thinking up on this higher frequency. Because when you get on that frequency, the thoughts and things that are going to come into your mind will take you there. How do you think we got to the moon? Kennedy didn't know how to get to the moon. When he asked Dr. Wernher von Braun, who's considered the father of the space program, what will it take for us to build a rocket, carry a man to the moon, and bring him back safely to Earth? He said, the will to do it. The will is one of the higher faculties. That's what Einstein was talking about. The will gives you the ability to focus on one thing to the exclusion of everything else. When you focus on that one thing, you're on that higher frequency. How do you do that? Well, first, you got to make a decision to go there. You see, your mind, you make the committed decision. That's irrevocable. You cannot go back. You shut the past off. You begin thinking on this higher frequency, and you think and act like the person you want to become. Does it sound preposterous? That's what the Wright brothers did, and they introduced us to a new kingdom. That's what Sir Edmund Hillary did. I had the good fortune of working with him. He was a beekeeper from Auckland, New Zealand. He was the first person to ever climb Mount Everest. He didn't know how to get to the top of that mountain until after he got there. He trusted in the image that he held in his mind. You got to trust in the image you hold in your mind. You got to think like the person you want to become. It takes a decision to get up on that higher frequency. And the second you make the decision, everything starts to happen. Expect a lot of support from the people around you. They don't know what you're doing. They probably think you've gone a little crazy. But listen, in your work, you see, you've got all of this power locked up within you. Utilize it. Go after what you want. Quit going after things you already know how to get. There's no real gain in that. Don't compromise. Go after what you want. It's not that easy. And I'm going to tell you something to show you.
Okay, as explained in the video, you don't know the details about 3GS. You might think that this is crazy. You don't know anything about 3GS, but you are writing that I started my journey as a 3GS, blah blah blah, and I can see I'm completely a 3D artist who can not only create a gaming environment but also give life to them, make people feel them. Hope to meet you guys soon, and I will share the same experience. Great job, Rohan. Although he's not here now, you gotta decide, and you gotta have image of how it should look like when you accomplish this goal. And that's why, although you don't know, you have no idea about 3JS, you know this is programming. You know this is programming. That's why you need to visualize self to be here. That's why we're doing these crazy things. You'll put your LinkedIn profile here, photo here, each of you here, and you'll insert your testimonial here, and then ideally you should print out, or you should revisit here, because I'll replace this photo to yours. Now take a look at another video. Actually, I have to say that many realized people or leaders say the same thing, say very similar thing. The way they deliver, the way they deliver, this is the only difference, but the core direction they are talking about, they are all the same. I'm going to share with you the video of Satguru. You should know this person. He's from India. Let me play this.
Everything we as human beings have created was essentially first created in our minds. All that you see, which is human work on this planet, first found expression in the mind, then it got manifested in the outside world. The wonderful things that we have done on this planet and the horrible things that we have done on this planet, both have come from the human mind. So if we are concerned as to what we create in this world, it's extremely important that first of all we learn to create the right things in our mind, how we keep our minds. If we do not have the power to keep our minds the way we want it, what we create in the world is also going to be very accidental and haphazard. So learning to create our minds the way we want is the basis of creating the world the way we want. There is a wonderful story in the yogic lore. On a certain day, but I'm feeling hungry. So these two essential qualities of a monkey are very much the qualities of an unestablished mind. So this monkey became active within him and torture me, he thought. Right now the problem with your mind is, drink came, he asked for ghost. Your physical body, your mind, your emotion and the fundamental life energies are organized in one direction. Once you are like this, anything that you wish happens without even lifting a little finger actually, and keep it unwavering in that direction for a certain period of time. Right now the problem with your mind is, every moment it is changing its direction. It is like you want to travel somewhere, and every 2 steps if you keep changing your direction, the question of you reaching the destination is very remote unless it happens by chance. So, organizing our minds and in turn organizing the whole system and these 4 basic dimensions of who you are right now in one direction, if you do this, you are a kalpavruksha yourself. Anything that you wish will happen. Controlled and properly directed. If it is not so, we become destructive, self-destructive. The technology, which is supposed to make our life beautiful and easy, has become the source of all the problem. We are making a curse out of it. What has brought incredible levels of comfort and convenience to us in the last 100 years or so has also become a threat to our life simply because we are not conscious action, we are in a compulsive state of action. So organizing our minds fundamentally means moving from a compulsive state of activity to a conscious state of activity. Now, let's say you want to build a house. If you start thinking, Oh, I want to build a house. To build a house, I need 50 lakhs, but I have only 50 rupees in my pocket. Not possible, not possible, not possible. The moment you say not possible, you're also saying I don't want it. So on one level, you're creating a desire that you want something. On another level, you're saying I don't want it. So in this conflict, it may not happen. Who is simple-minded? Faith works only for those people who are simple-minded. Thinking people, will it happen, will it not happen, is it possible, is it not possible? People who are too much thinking, for them it never works. So is Shiva going to come and build your house? No, I want you to understand, God will not lift his little finger for you. The only and only reason why you're unhappy is life is not happening the way you think it should happen. That's all it is. So if life is not happening the way you think it should happen, you're unhappy. If life happens the way you think it should happen, you are happy. It's as simple as that. So if life has to happen the way you think it should happen, first of all, with how much focus you think, how much stability is there in your thought, and how much reverberance is there in the thought process, how you think will determine whether your thought will become a reality or is it just an empty thought. Or how you do not create any impediments for your thought by creating negative thought process. What is possible and not possible is not your business, it's nature's business. Your business is just to strive for what you want. Right now you're sitting here, if I ask you two simple questions, I want you to just look at this and answer this. Right now from where you're sitting, can you just fly off? You say no. Right now from where you're sitting, can you get up and walk? You'll say yes. What is the basis of this? Why you say no to flying and yes to walking? Because past experience of life. Or in other words, you're using the past experience of life as a basis for deciding whether something is possible or not possible. Or in other words, you have decided that what has not happened till now cannot happen in your life in future. This is a disgrace to humanity and the human spirit. What has not happened till now on this planet can happen tomorrow. Human beings are capable of making it happen tomorrow. So what is possible and what is not possible is not your business. That is nature's business. Nature will decide that. You just see what is it that you really want and strive for that. The first and foremost thing is you must be clear what is it that you really want. If you do not know what you want, the question of creating it doesn't arise.
Okay, guys, any more explanation needed? That's fine. We need to know what you want. We have 30 minutes and we have three members who completed writing their personal goals and professional goals. Hopefully you finished the dream company perks as well. I know it may be hard, especially from an Asian standard, because you're asking from a company for observed things, not only about you, but for a company. But it's it's the purpose. It's that purpose. That's why I started from money. But you can also talk about like Abhinav. You can also talk about like picnic or workplace or like a personal art projects, which will be considered self development or hobby. So you could talk about them as well. But for now, Kriti, would you mind sharing your personal goals with us? Do you want to share your screen, or I guess it's better. Sharing my screen would be better.
Hi all.
Hi.
Um, so I just wanted to be creative from my art side. So I mentioned that like I always prefer to be more creative and all these things on concerning about my artwork page. And then the second thing, I want to take care of myself by being fit and healthy is because for past few months I'm not taking proper medications and all. So quite worried about my health. So I just put it in the second. And the third thing, uh, I always wanted to uh, learn bike riding, but I never got a chance. And even I tried with some of my friends, but I didn't able to. And then learning new languages and art forms and paintings that I usually do whenever I'm bored. And the fourth thing, some of my friends, yeah, they suggested about putting my works in the NFT platforms, but at those time and the period, I really don't know what this NFT actually means, and I was all the thing that came in my mind is this NFT some sort of scam or anything. So I didn't go through about it as I had no idea. And the fifth thing, to improve the quality of my life and working style, it is uh, to set high standards. This is why I mentioned because uh, I have very low self-esteem, to be honest. So from I've been thinking I should set my standards high so that I can achieve high. So in that way, I mentioned the fifth point, and the last one, yeah, it's about the bike. So I kept it as my target so that for achieving it, I will put some effort on that.
Okay.
So
Nice, nice, everyone. Like, I will also write something. So, today only I just saw all these posts. So, good going, Kirti.
yeah, thanks a lot, Pratik.
Yeah, it's a question time. We're asking about Kratos' new bike. It looks like this. I don't know how much it is, but everybody
Uh,
agrees on this.
Julian, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. So we were looking at Kratos' bike, and I don't know how much it is, but everyone agrees on my the money emoji. So I believe it's a good goal. And in terms of low self-esteem, that's why I actually encourage you to talk about like this. Where's the example? Example says, I am looking forward to seeing you in my class and joining our team. It doesn't mean that you're gonna actually give class. Maybe it's good to assume a situation like this, but we're not gonna force you to give a class. But this should help self-esteem. Um, but this was too much humble, so I gave advice on don't thank Koolpeace, thank yourself. Encourage your audience to follow your path. And then it was revised as to instead of being agitated, trust in your ability to pull through. So Kriti was still humble, still too humble to not give class, but it's gonna be helpful if you imagine like that. That was just my comment. Any other members who want to comment on Kriti's personal goals? Anybody else? Okay. So, so you want a car instead of a motorcycle.
She has included everything, so it's
Okay.
really nice, like simple. And
Then let's go over to her professional goal.
professional goals,
Yeah.
where it is.
Uh, Professional goals, Kriti. Starting from, I want to develop my core skills. Kriti, once again, would you take some time to introduce your uh, professional goals to other members?
Yeah, sure, I will. So here I have mentioned like I want to develop my core skills in order to make myself sure that uh, like bringing up high quality works professionally. So in that case, I used to brush up my skills every day by practicing and trying few things. So which will help you to learn more and explore into it, and you will learn from your mistakes. So that's why I mentioned I want to develop my core skills uh, when it comes to work. Second thing, growing my professional network, which will really help us to know about the current technology status. And if we are not familiar with some cool stuffs that are going around us, we can get to know about this from our some of our friends or the professionals who are working in the right industry. So this will help you to improve and seek knowledge about the current industry that you are in. So I mentioned that in the second place. And the third one, I should start scheduling my everyday tasks and deadlines to improve my time management. This is why I mentioned because uh, as we are working from remote, uh, we have that apart from work we have to take care of other sort of things that will be our personal commitments and everything. So in that case, not to confuse your personal life from your professional life, you need to schedule yourself so that it will be easier for you, or it could be helpful, at least a little. So it's better to schedule your everyday tasks, and you can plan accordingly. That's why I mentioned it. And the next thing, reducing distractions will save more time at work, which will help me to be more productive and focused. Why I mentioned this, this plays a major role as uh, the reason why, if we, the distractions are the main reason why we are not focusing on the right path. So I wanted to engage more on what I'm working right now, and I don't want to lose my focus on the target that I wanted to achieve in few months or in few years. So to focus more, I wanted to reduce the distractions. So that's why I mentioned if you reduce the distractions, you can save more time, and saving by that time, you can work more on what is essential in your life. And last but not least, to obtain team oriented and leadership qualities. So this is I really wanted to be a good teammate when it comes to the work, and in future when if I start my own company, I should know how to guide the people who are next to me or who work under my control. So I should learn the basic leadership qualities, and I'll be learning few things from Julian also in that way, and from other teammates to know more about team oriented qualities. So um, yeah, that's it.
Cool. Mm, any questions for Kriti's professional goals or any comments? Yeah, I think so. Very well explained. I think it was those were very straightforward and concise.
Thanks, Julian, and thanks, Aditya. Thanks, Abhinay, too.
Yeah, I especially like you make a detailed example, really with 3JS. Uh, it would have been better if you do that on your side. If you work on reducing distractions on how to improve, would it be even better? Um, by the way, my mic is on. Okay, let's move on to Abhinav. Abhinav, would you mind taking some time introducing your personal goals to others?
Okay, sure. Um, well, first of all, it's kind of a little insane. uh, so, okay, first of all, my first priority here is my health because my entire life I've been really underweight, but recently I've started working on myself and gaining weight. So, I used to live, I mean, not by choice, uh, because actually I belong to a really health conscious family. Therefore, uh, I was I was really into healthy food and stuff like that. But I no longer want that, and I want to be able to enjoy whatever food that I want to eat. So that I gain weight, become healthier, and then make more time for myself, so that I can go out, uh, get some exercise done. Maybe bicycling and climbing, stuff like that. And about financial stuff, like after I become financially stable, which will be, of course, through my 3D encoding career. uh, I actually want to get into NFT. I've been wanting to get into that for a long time, but I didn't actually know the procedure until, I mean, a little bit, whatever idea I have right now. So now I do have the confidence that yes, maybe this will work. So uh, the example I gave in that was of Beeple. So Beeple is a really amazing artist, and he recently, what he does is he posts one artwork every day, and he has been doing it for, I guess, past 4 or 5 years. And recently he sold his NFT of maybe, I guess, 1,000 or more artwork in one picture, and it sold for like $69 million. So that's what I want to do as well. And with whatever money I own through this career, I want to have a life of my own, somewhere, uh, I guess, in a really secluded area, with lots of dogs around me. And you know I've actually mentioned MBT and stuff, but I don't know if that's possible. But in United Kingdom, they let you have a tank, so I guess I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to owning an actual tank, maybe in the future if they let me. And um and okay, about that, I don't want to have everything expensive. Like, if suppose I become a millionaire or something in future, I don't want to have anything expensive, because I'm not about that kind of lifestyle. I want to live a normal life, just maybe living in a small hut or something. Just the only thing I need is good internet and good food, and that's it. And okay, so for pleasure, for keeping my spirits up during my free time, I would like to learn a new instrument. for reference, I added piano, and maybe collecting rocks, which I've been doing for a long time, and video games. Obviously, I can't give that up easily, and sometimes hanging out with friends will be also good, although I don't really do that. But sometimes, for a little bit of refreshing my mind, I would love to hang out with some of my friends. Uh, okay, so to finish it off, I would like to say that my health, well, both physical and mental health, comes is of utmost importance when it comes to my goals. And right now, I wouldn't say that I'm satisfied with the kind of lifestyle that I'm living, but I hope that I uh, make my life a lot better, and make myself and the people that care about me and support me. I want them to feel proud of me as well.
Okay, cool. I really especially like that you made detailed examples, and you made categorize you categorize those into your goals into a few things, and then you nail it out to like a more detail. You even have this model number, which I don't know, but even if it sounds crazy, that's even better for this vision board. So I'm really satisfied with what you did. Anybody, does anybody have question or comment? What did it say? Good luck. Really specific. Oh no. Oh, 10:13. Okay, let's move on to professional life. Professional goals. So would you mind taking more time on your?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay, so uh, uh, okay, so I'll address this category wise the way I made. Um, so first thing I want to fix is my personality, because I am too nervous when it comes to everything, and that I don't want that to affect my work or my professional life. And I want to be more confident while while having conversations and everything else. And I want that confidence to reflect on my work, so that I can produce better quality of work. And when people see it, they don't think that this project was made like in a half-facade manner, without having any plan. So that, well, maybe if I'm required to help anyone in the future with anything, I'm not nervous at that time, right? And okay, the skills that I want to develop. Well, basically, it's as a 3D artist and as a programmer with 3JS. But I don't want to stop there. I want to master different softwares so that I'm versatile enough in the 3D world, and also in the coding world, because I know that we're going to be getting into a vast universe of crypto and the metaverse, right? So I would need to learn a lot more than just 3JS. So anything that makes my work easier in this arena, crypto arena. I want to get to know it, and I want to master it if possible. Um, Third, I want to be able to experiment. I mean, I want the confidence to be able to experiment, because a lot of times we're really afraid to try something new because we're afraid that, yes, we will fail and will be yelled at by our supervisor or something like that, because that sometimes does affect the company. But nevertheless, I still want the courage to experiment on myself, um, so that I can learn from those mistakes and then train myself to do even better and exceed my own expectations. And uh, whatever categories that I just listed, whatever categories that I want to improve on myself, I want to combine all of that so that I want to be a helpful member of the team whenever required. So that whenever I'm required, they can depend on me. They don't, they don't have to just keep me because I'm a member of the team. I just want to be someone they can depend on for emergencies, for any project whatsoever. And well, the ultimate one that I want to be a part of is the Ready Player One project, because everything that we're trying to do right now, everything that we're learning right now, this points to just one direction that we're heading, and it's the VR gaming universe of the Ready Player One, and that is the kind of project that I want to be a part of, and I'm prepared to work really hard for that, because that is going to change how we deal with most of the things in virtual world, especially gaming.
Okay. Okay. I am pretty excited you are interested in the Ready Player One. Have you heard about Ready Player Me?
No, not really.
That's actually why I mentioned this. But it's a subcategory concept. But you want to look it up. Any questions or comments in regards to professional goals of Abhinav? Well, it was already very detailed out. Very, very detailed. He has a lot of OGF of good goals as a compare. Oh, my mic was off. He has a lot of good goals as a compared to mine. Well, let's look into Adidas' goal.
Well, yeah, my personal goals are not that much. It's just, yeah, we are. I mean, in different fields, that's true. And I just started my career now. And yeah, I mean, I don't have that much of a personal goal. I want to attain financial freedom, which I think I'll be having by next month. I guess. But yeah, and the first and the most important thing, that my financial background is not that good, so that's why it's the most important thing to me to attain financial independence and pay my tuition fee, and by then I'll start saving something up for an apartment and all. So yeah, because I want to move out from my parents home, and even buy an apartment of my own. And yeah, those are my personal goals. And also, I mean, I lack a bit of a confidence, so I it would be great if I would build confidence by, I mean, and the main way to build confidence for me is to interact with people more and to work and collaborate with people. And yeah, I would. That's the main point for me to become financial independence, and to have my own apartment. So, and to attain these things, I do need to have a bit of a confidence in myself, which I lack. Um, and I would like to also start my own business. And I mean, I have a lot of ideas. I mean, what I do is think about. I mean, not just think. I just observe my day-to-day life and find out multiple problems. But then I also have some ideas, and as soon as I figure out that we could monetize the solution, but I get to know that it's all already been monetized and we have a big player in the market. But yeah, that's fine for me. I mean, I can still work on a lot of things. Well, I mean, right now I'm in terms of having my own business. I mean, not now. I mean, after a few years, or maybe I don't know, whenever. I mean, I would like to automate systems at homes. That is the best thing to do. I mean, to automate home nowadays in India, it would cost around 100,000 to automate a room, or just a part of a room. And as a programmer, that I know that it's not worth it to automate, to pay so much money just to automate your home. So I would like to bring down that cost and all those things. That's the story of another topic. Yeah, and last but not least, I have my own bucket list which I would like to fulfill before I die, and I hope not to die in the third wave of COVID. So yeah, I think that's all I have for my personal goals.
Yeah, very clean. It would have been nicer if there are more details, but I couldn't ask because bucket list it might be personal, on business it might be personal. Apartment I don't know where
Yeah,
you want to. Yeah.
I mean, I would like to add details, but I don't know how to add because I like to I mean to keep things abstract for people. But I mean, I think that people would think that, oh God, he writes so much. But yeah,
Well, that's why
that's
you should use your
yeah.
creativity and you should make a vivid image.
Yeah, I mean, from next time I will do that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I also wanted to add more details, but from the next time I'll add it.
We see that. Oh, do you have questions? Do we have questions? Professional goals. Aditya has more things to talk.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of professional goals because I just started my career. I mean, before that, I was a student. I mean, not really much that great of a student, but yeah, I mean, I loved coding, and that's what I did from the starting only. And I also want to attain leadership qualities to build up my confidence, and also how to interact with people properly. I mean, anyone can interact in their own way, but how to interact and when to interact properly, that's the main thing which I want to learn, and how to motivate people and lead a team, because I want to lead some teams, because I like creating projects and collaborating with people, and I also like to lead a team, and how to create, and how to and I like to put my opinion forward to on how to create things and how things should be. I mean, yeah, that's my first thing. And as a programmer, and as the industry is also revolutionizing, I also want to grow my skill sets in terms of technologies, and I really liked blockchain, which was my target to learn in 2023, but I'll be learning soon in 2022 only. And I also want to learn Web3, because Web3 has like a lot of opportunities that could just be very awesome, in terms of project, in terms of money, in terms of meeting new people, creating connections, and everything. Web3 is like pretty cool stuff. And yeah, I mean, I liked front. I didn't like front end that much, but I also had a basic knowledge about it, that how front end are created. But I used to copy paste code and then tweak those codes into my projects, because creating front end was always a pain in the ass. Because if one thing gets wrong, the whole page is like gone. You have to create the whole thing again, and change the stuff which I was very bad at. My friend used to create the front end, and then I used to create the back end, or the APIs and all those things. So I would also like to learn front end development, like properly, like a master, how front end people create those things, like writing clear HTML, and putting good CSS and all those things. So, yeah, that's all I want to do. And yeah, I also want to learn about investments, because because the main key of a great investment is like starting as early as possible. And I'm just in my 20s now. I mean, my 20 just started this year. So it would be great opportunity for me to start as early as possible, and to create a good investment portfolio. So that's why I want to learn good investment and how to invest in what asset, like, nicely. Yeah, that's all about my professional goals.
Okay, I wanted to really appreciate that you wanna grow skills in the further into the front end, so that you wanna uh, broaden your knowledge beyond your current beyond what you are familiar now, which is back end side. And growing your skill to Web3 is very wise. I mentioned there, when you learn Web3 programming, solidity, it may change in the future, but at this moment, it's solidity. And how to design and manage the DeFi apps, you'll outperform 99% of programmers in India financially. And if you also know the server programming, in your case, Python Django, in connection to your Web3 skills, it's really going to be lucrative to crypto projects. You have a lot of money, so you can start your own investment. Considering investment is a very wise move, um, despite not many people consider investment. They only think about raising their salary and how to make more money. But it's clear, it's very clear that by making money monthly from your wage, it's very limited. Even if you go up a higher rank, like a vice president of Samsung, maybe a vice president will be different. But even if you go very higher, the amount of income you can earn through salary is very limited. And to live a different life, to live out of this normal life that you are dependent on your uh, regular source of income, you gotta consider the different path. Mm, thank you, Crowdy. Thank you, Grady. You gotta consider completely different path, which is investment. But here, it's not investment class, and I'm not gonna take any I'm gonna take zero responsibility in your loss in investment. So I'm not gonna recommend any investment. But I'm saying that this is a wise consideration and movement. Very wise. Please learn about investment and plan a better future. The earlier you plan your investment, the better outcome you'll get. I talk too much. We're now 30s. No, no, it's my time. But anyway, we are short, not short in time. We already approached the end of this call. Any questions to professional goals of Adidas professional goals? Anybody have questions or comments?
What
Although
kind of
yeah.
investment? thinking about? Like what kind of learning investment, like masters or PhD? So in which field you are looking for?
Oh, I mean, learning about in obviously I will be doing my masters, and about PhD, I don't know about that yet, but because degree, I mean, I don't want to become go into the research field that much. I mean, academic in an academic way, so that's why I'm not interested in PhD, not now. But I'll be doing my masters, and the thing about learning investment, I mean, I would like to invest in different assets that are available to me. For example, like stocks, um, company stocks, cryptos. Crypto not now, but later, and stocks, bonds, company bonds, government bonds. I mean, basically investment in different assets. Mm, Yeah, that's all.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and for any type of, there's no answer, but there may be something that would bring better result in terms of the amount of the amount of ROI, in terms of ROI, return on investment. There may be a better uh, investment, but what's
Yeah,
important is
exactly.
that you should consider investment if you want to be financially independent, and if you want to, especially this era, like governments are printing money and your salary goes up little, and everything goes up like this, so your salary cannot catch up with the real estate price and anything, any living cost, but especially the properties and assets. Your salary will be appreciated against those assets, so you cannot buy those assets with your salary. That's why even if your company raises your salary by 5%, you're gonna be poorer than the last year.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
it's
That's
not
true.
an investment class. It's individual, your own decision. Do your own research. Anybody has more question? We gotta quit. We gotta end the call. Okay, so that was today's meeting for full-time members. Have a great weekend, and let's see next Monday. For part-time members, let's see on Sunday. You may go. Bye bye.
Hey, Julian, are we going to have